So, chalo everybody. So many things we were discussing in the last session, right? I hope all the points were clear as to what we were discussing in the last session. Now, in this session, what we are supposed to do? In this session, we are supposed to complete compound interest, and then we have to start with annuity. Now, I said you some learning objective. We have completed compound interest. We have completed effective rate of interest. We completed compounding times, right? So all these things we have completed. Now, once if you revise all those things, let us revise all those things first. So first, what is compound interest? In compound interest, you are going to charge interest on principal as well as outstanding interest. Next, I said you in compound interest, it follows a progression called as geometric progression. Next, what is the formula for compound interest? P into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. How will you calculate accumulated amount? P into 1 plus I whole power n. In calculator, how will you calculate accumulated amount? Principal plus R% plus R% plus R% plus R%. Simply n times you are going to get accumulated amount. Simple, sir. Simple. How will you calculate 1 plus I whole power n? 1 plus I into 1 equal to symbol n times. You'll get 1 plus I whole power n. If you want to use the calculator, you do it. If you want to do using a formula, you do it. That's totally your choice. Right? Next, after this, we have studied one more concept where I said you that compounding times. Compounding times means instead of paying interest on yearly basis, either you will pay on half yearly basis or quarterly basis or monthly basis. That is called as compounding times. In this case, our accumulated amount formula changes. Yes, sir, it changes. What will be the accumulated amount formula? P into 1 plus I by 2 whole power 2n, P into 1 plus I by 4 whole power 4n, P into 1 plus I by 12 whole power 12n for half yearly, for quarterly, and for monthly compounding respectively, right? So these were the things what we have done in our last session. Now, proceeding further, I even said you to compute effective rate of interest. What is effective rate of interest? If you remove the concept of compounding times and if you convert it into yearly compounding, we call it as effective rate of interest, right? How will you compute effective rate of interest? 1 plus I by k whole power k minus 1 into 100. What is k? Compounding times. If quarterly or half yearly is given, 100 plus R by k plus R by k plus R by k percentage minus 100, k times minus 100, right? We have seen the calculator as well. Next. So if you see, my dear friends, these are all the things what we have seen till now. Now, proceeding further, so today what we'll do, we will complete the concept of present value and future value. We will complete the concept of NPV. We will complete the concept of depreciation, and we will even start the concept of annuity. So that's what would be the agenda of today's session. So let's proceed, my dear friends. So compounding times, effective rate, all these things we have done in our last session. Now, let us try to understand the concept of present value and future value. Now, what is this concept of present value and future value? It's quite simple. There's nothing much special. Now, my dear friends, take an example. Ramu Kaka, what he has done, he has invested 10,000 rupees in a bank. After 1 year, he got 10% interest. So how much it will be? 11,000. So till now, my dear friends, what did we call this? This Ramu Kaka, what he invested 10,000, you call it as principal. This 11,000, what you have invested, you call it as accumulated amount, right? Principal and accumulated amount. Now, I will give one more name for this principal and accumulated amount. This principal is also called as present value. And this accumulated amount is also called as future value. Now, what you invest today is called as present value. What you receive in future is called as future value. Simply, it's a concept of principal and accumulated amount itself. One more name for principal is present value. One more name for accumulated amount is future value. Simple, sir? Simple. Now, for present value, if you multiply with 1 plus I whole power n, you get something called as future value. For future value, if you divide with 1 plus I whole power n, you call it as present value. We already know all these things. I said you for principal, multiply with 1 plus I whole power n, you'll get future value. For future value, divide by 1 plus I whole power n, you'll get present value. But I said you this in terms of principal and accumulated amount. This adding of interest, there is a name for this in a mathematical terms. Whenever you add interest to present value, you call it as compounding. When you reduce interest from future value, you call it as discounting. So what happens, my dear friends? Whenever you are doing compounding, amount goes to future. Whenever you are doing discounting, amount comes to present. Compounding means adding of interest. Adding of interest or taking amount to future or simply taking amount to future. Now discounting, discount means simple, reducing of interest or bringing amount to present. Bringing amount to present. So if you think, sir, what all this nonsense is, there's nothing much special, my dear friends. Principal means present value, accumulated amount means future value. So this is nothing but this is the concept of present value and future value. Concept of present value and future value. Simple, my dear friends? Yes, sir. Simple. There is nothing much difficulty here. Now, coming to the sums on present value and future value. Now, look into this question number 45. He's telling what is a present value of piece of property which will be valued 2 lakh at the end of 2 years. So, future value is 2 lakhs. He's asking you to calculate present value. How will you get present value, my dear friends? What is it? Future value, you divide by 1 plus I whole power n, you will get present value. Right? So I'll simply do future value divided by 1 plus I whole power n. R is 5%. Then what is the value of I? 0.05. So 2 lakhs whole divided by 1.05 whole power. How many years? 2 years. So simply let me do it in the calculator. How will you do in the calculator? Take 2 lakhs in the calculator divided by 1.05 equal to symbol 2 times. 1,81,000. 1,81,405. Simple, approximately 1,81,000. Now even second 46 is also same way. He's asking you to calculate present value of 1 lakh. So 1 lakh to be required after 5 years. So rate of interest is 9%, 1.09 whole power 5. So 1 lakh whole divided by 1.5386. So this is the previous year question. That's the reason value is already given in the bracket, divided by 1.5386. So you will get 64,994.15. Simple, sir? Simple. Now, once look this question number 47. What is telling in question number 47? He's asking you to calculate the future value, my dear friends. How will you do future value? Simply present value into 1 plus I whole power n, or principal into 1 plus I whole power n is future value, principal accumulated amount. Okay. Now I'll say future value is equals to present value into 1 plus I whole power n. Find the future value of 1,000 made annually at the rate of 14%. R is 14%. I is equal to 0.14. 1.14 whole power 7. So 1,000 into 2.5023. So 2502.3. Simple sum? Yes, sir. Simple, nothing much difficulty. Next, let us go for question number 48. He's telling present value of 10,000 due in 2 years at 5% per annum compound interest. When the interest is paid on half-yearly basis. Half-yearly basis, what's the formula for accumulated amount? T into 1 plus I by 2 whole power 2n, right? I'll apply the same formula. Present value of 10,000 means he's asking principal. This is accumulated amount. Let's go ahead and do it, my dear friend. Question number 48. So present value principal of 10,000 accumulated amount due in 2 years at 5% per annum compound interest when interest is paid on half yearly basis. Let's do this. Question number 48. Accumulated amount is given as 10,000. Rate of interest is given as 5% compounded half yearly. 5% compounded half yearly. So accumulated amount is equals to P into 1 plus I whole power n. 10,000 is equals to P into 1 plus, I by 2 whole power 2n. Because this is compounding times, right? I by 2 whole power 2n. 0.05 divided by 2 whole power 2 into 2. Because what's the time period he gave? 2 years. So 10,000 is equals to P into 0.05 whole divided by 2 is 0.025. 1.025 whole power 4. So P is equal to 10,000 divided by 1.025 whole power 4. Let's do it. Take 10,000 in the calculator divided by 1.025 equal to symbol 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9059.50. Simple, sir? Yes, sir. Simple. There is nothing much difficulty in this sum. Let's go ahead and let's verify the answer. 9059.50 we got. So 9059 we got. So approximately if you take, you can take 9061 because we got 9059.5. So let us take 9061. 1, 2 rupees there and here. It's completely fine. Only 2 rupees on 9,000 rupees. It's not going to matter. So I hope it's fine, everybody, regarding present value and future value computations. I hope there is nothing much difficulty regarding this present value and future value computations. So my dear friends, before proceeding further, before going to this concept of net present value, I want to complete something called as depreciation. Because 3 sums, I hope you remember that we left on depreciation. Let's go one thing. Let's complete those depreciation. Or else let's do one thing. Let's do NPV. Because NPV is something which is related to present value and future value. So let me do NPV first. After doing NPV, your choice. Let's do depreciation. However, both we are going to cover. Now, NPV is newly introduced in the syllabus. It is one of the most important concepts which can't be left alone. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's start, my dear friends. Now, coming to the concept of NPV, net present value. Net present value in bracket NPV. Now, how will you get present value, my dear friends? How will you get present value? Just now I said you future value divided by 1 plus I whole power n. So present value will be equals to future value whole divided by 1 plus I whole power n. Yes, sir. Just now you said this. Sir, then what the hell is this net present value? My dear friends, from gross, you remove something, you'll get net. He's telling net present value means from this present value, I have to remove something to get the net present value. From this present value, I have to remove something to get the net present value. So what I'll remove? Basically, my dear friends, this net present value, what is there? We talk it from the business perspective. Whenever you invest any money in the business, you will be getting return. That is, it will generate cash flows, it will generate profit over a period of time. So all the profits together minus investment, we call it as a net present value. From this present value, I reduce something called as investment. So I'll say simply net present value will be present value minus investment. Now, so net present value, it simply equals to present value minus investment. All the present values of future returns minus investment, we get something called as net present value. Let me explain you with the help of an example, my dear friends. It will be more clear. Let me take an example. Say, for example, our Ramu Kaka, who's there, he started a business. In this business, he invested somewhere around 40,000. Okay. When he invested 40,000, he got 3 different returns. This business worked for 3 years. After that, Ramukaka got bored and he closed the business. Year 1, year 2, year 3. In year 1, he generated 10,000 rupees. Year 2, he generated 15,000 rupees. In year 3, he generated 18,000 rupees. I'm telling the required rate of interest is 10%. I need to compute NPV. So how will I compute NPV here? First, I'll calculate present value of all the returns. Okay, these are the returns. This year 1, year 2, year 3, what he got, my dear friends, these are returns from business, or I'll say these are profits from business in a simple terminology. Okay. Now, what is the present value of all these things? How will I do? 10,000. R is 10%. So I will be 0.1. 10,000 divided by 0.1. 15,000 divided by 0.1 whole square. 18,000 divided by 0.1 whole cube. Now, what is 15,000 divided by 0.1? It is nothing but 9090.90. 15,000 divided by, sorry, not 0.1, sir. I'm absolutely sorry. Because how will you do? You will divide by 1 plus I, right? 1.1, 1.1 whole square, 1.1 whole cube. Because future value divided by 1 plus I, right? Since this is for first year, I'm taking whole power 1. For second year, whole square. For third year, whole cube. Okay. So 15,000 divided by 1.1 whole square. How much will get? 12,396.69. Next, 18,000 divided by 1.1 whole cube. We have 13,523.66. So what is the total of all these things? Total of all these 3 things comes to 35,011.25. Okay. So let us check once again. 10,000 divided by 1.1. Next, 15,000 divided by 1.1. Next, 18,000 divided by 1.1. So 35,011.25. Now let us compute NPV, my dear friends. NPV will be equals to how much we got our present value? 35,011.25. How much our Ramkaka invested? 40,000. So NPV will be present value 35011.25 minus investment 40,000. So which is equals to 35011.25 minus 40,000. We have minus 4988.75. So what is happening, my dear friends? We got NPV negative. Ramkaka invested 40,000 and he got 35,000 from the business. So what do you think? He got profit or he got loss? Obviously, sir, he got loss. He invested 40,000 to get a benefit of 35,000. So obviously it is a loss. It is clearly evident that there is a loss of 5,000 rupees. Okay. So NPV here is negative. Now, sir, what does this NPV negative means? Let me tell you. NPV can be either positive. NPV can be either negative. Sometimes NPV can be 0 also if your fate is very bad. NPV is positive means you are suffering a loss. Sorry, NPV is positive means you are enjoying profit. It's a good project. What you have taken. If NPV is negative means you are suffering a loss. It's a bad project. Sir, what if NPV is 0? No profit, no loss. You are in an indifference position. Okay. So how will you calculate NPV, my dear friends? NPV will simply be present value minus investment. So if I want to write a formula for this, I'll write a formula for this. NPV is equals to future value 1 divided by 1 plus I plus future value 2 divided by 1 plus I whole square plus future value 3 divided by 1 plus I whole cube so on minus investment. So this is going to be the formula for NPV if I want to write. Okay. So I hope the basic points are clear, my dear friends. Nothing much difficulty, very simple points, all these are. Okay. Now let us see one more example. I have not given any questions because the newly introduced concepts, so straightforward question will be asked in the examination. Say for example, now Ramu Kaka lost so much money, he started one more business. Let's see whether Ramu Kaka now will get a profit or will get a loss. Ramu Kaka nahi, Ramu Kaka. Ramu kya kata? Now Ramu Kaka. Now he made an investment. Now he made a big investment. He made an investment of somewhere around 1 lakh rupees. Okay. He got returns somewhat like this. He got returns for year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. This time business ran for 5 years. Year 1, there is 10,000 return. Year 2, 20,000 return. Year 3, 50,000 return. Year 4, 50,000 return. Year 5, he got 30,000 return. Now I'm telling rate of interest is 12%. I need to compute net present value. Now first normally I will do, then I'll show you how to do it in the calculator also. Both the techniques I'll give you. First, let me normally solve this. Now, how will you get the NPV, my dear friends? NPV will simply be present value minus investment. How will you get present value? These are all the future values: 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, and 30,000 divided by 1 plus I. What will be I? 0.12. So NPV will be equals to 10,000 divided by 1.12 whole power 1 plus 20,000 divided by 1.12 whole square plus 50,000 divided by 1.13 whole cube plus 50,000 divided by 1.13 whole power 4 plus 30,000 divided by 1.13 whole power 5 minus there is an investment of 1 lakh rupees. Let's go ahead and do this. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and do this. First, what is 10,000 divided by 1.12? 10,000 divided by 1.12. We got 8928.57. 1.13 I wrote. I'm very sorry. This is 1.12. I don't know why I wrote 1.13. It is 1.12. Okay. Now 1.12 whole power 1, 1.12 whole square, 1.12 whole cube, 1.12 whole power 4, 1.12 whole power 5. Next, 20,000 divided by 1.12 whole square. So how much we'll get? 15,943.87 plus 50,000 divided by 1.12 whole cube. 35,589.0. Next, 50,000 divided by 1.12 whole power 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 31,775.90. Next, 30,000 divided by 30,000 divided by 1.12 whole power 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much we got? 17,022.80 minus 1 lakh. So this is how we'll compute NPV, my dear friends. Now you can just go ahead and you can add all these things to get something called as NPV. Okay. Now instead of doing so big calculations, dividing, adding, all these things, I'll tell you a simple calculator method. See how will you do this. In calculator, I'll do this. I'll show you also in calculator, don't worry. Now, how will I do this in calculator? I'll simply do 1 divided by 1.12. I'll press into symbol 2 times. Okay. Now, first is 10,000 equal to M plus. 20,000 equal to symbol 2 times M plus. 50,000 equal to symbol 3 times M plus 30,000. Sorry, again 50,000 equal to symbol 4 times M plus. Next 30,000 equal to symbol 5 times M plus MRC. Okay, you will get the present value. From this present value, we will reduce something called as investment 1 lakh. So do one thing, my dear friends. Write it down. I'll show you in calculator. Directly this value, what is there, we'll do it in the calculator itself. I have no mood to add all these things and then reduce 1 lakh. I have no interest in doing that. Now do one thing, just see here. I'll show you how to do it in the calculator. 1 minute. I'll remove the blur effect. Blur my back. So basically, my dear friends, this is what I'm supposed to do in the calculator now. 1 divided by 1.12 into 10,000 equal to M plus, 20,000 equal to symbol 2 times M plus, 50,000 equal to symbol 3 times M plus, 50,000 equal to symbol 4 times M plus, 30,000 equal to symbol 5 times M plus MRC. Sir, why you are pressing equal to denotes the years. For 1 year, I'll press equal to symbol once, for 2 years, twice, for 3 years, thrice, for 4 years, 4 times, for 5 years, 5 times. Let me show it to you, my dear friends. Now, first, 1 divided by 1.12. Press into symbol 2 times. 10,000 equal to M plus. We got 8928.57. I hope the same thing I wrote. 10,000 divided by 1.1. Next, 20,000 equal to symbol 2 times M plus. 15,943. Next, 50,000 equal to symbol 3 times M plus. 35,589. Next, 50,000 equal to symbol 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 M plus. Next, 30,000 equal to symbol 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M plus MRC. So how much we got? 1,09,260. So if you see here, this would be the present value, 1,09,260. 1 minute, I hope it's fine, everybody. 1,09,260. So let's go ahead and let's record this. This is the present value. From this, I will remove something called as investment. So what is your NPV, my dear friends? NPV is 9260.17. Let us come back. So let us come back to our sum. So how much we got, my dear friends? This has, if you see this entire value, what we got is 1,09,260.17 minus 1 lakh, which is simply equals to 9,260.17. Is it positive or negative? Obviously, sir, it is positive. Since it is positive, I will say Ramu Kaka is happy because he got profit, right? Simple, sir. Yes, sir, simple. Nothing much difficulty. Okay. So I hope NPV concept is fine, my dear friends. There is nothing much difficulty over the NPV concept. Now I'll give you one small sum. Try it from your end. Okay. And write the answer by yourself. I'll directly write the answer. I will not solve it. So that you can pause the sum and you can write it by yourself. Example. I'm telling investment is 1 lakh. Now let's change. How many times Ramakaka will make investment 1 lakh? Investment 1,20,000. For year 1, return is 50,000. For year 2, return is 30,000. For year 3, return is 50,000. For year 4, return is 60,000. For year 5, return is 25,000. I'm telling rate of interest is 11%. I want you people to compute NPV. Okay, pause the video, calculate the NPV, and then you write your answer. So if you see, my dear friends, so what will be the answer for this? NPV will be present value minus investment. I hope you have done this in your calculator. Present value will be 1,60,313.42 minus investment is 1,20,000. So net resultant will be 40,313.42. Okay. So simple point, nothing much difficulty in this NPV calculation. Okay. So I hope the concept of NPV is fine. It's quite simple, right? Now let's proceed further. Let's proceed to the next concept. Now we have completed the concept of NPV as well. Now let's go to the concept of depreciation. Now, depreciation concept, the same concept what you have learned in your accounts. In accounts, you have two types of depreciation, straight line method and WDV method. But as per our syllabus is concerned here, we will be dealing only with WDV method. Now, my dear friends, what happens in compound interest? In compound interest, if you see, the value increases every year. But in depreciation, what happens? The value reduces every year. So that is the reason in compound interest, you will add interest. In depreciation, I'll reduce interest. That is, in compound interest, the formula is 1 plus I whole power n. Here the formula will be 1 minus I whole power n. Okay. So simply I would say, instead of P into 1 plus I whole power n, I'll write P into 1 minus I whole power n. Okay. This is the formula for depreciation. And in depreciation, you will not have principal and accumulated amount. You will have purchase value and salvage value. Say, for example, Ramu Kaka purchased an asset of 1 lakh. On this, he charged a depreciation of 40,000. So you will get something called as 60,000. So this is the purchase value. And the 60,000 what we have, it is a salvage value. So my dear friends, salvage value, you say scrap value, you say residual value, you say so many terms you have in your accounts. There is no issue. So I'll say scrap value or salvage value is equals to purchase value into 1 minus I whole power n. So this is how I'll write the formula. So formula is simple. Scrap value or salvage value or residual value is equals to purchase value into 1 minus I whole power n. Now, how will you get this depreciation amount if he is asking only depreciation amount? If he is asking only depreciation amount, my dear friends, it will be purchase value minus salvage value. Like you remember, if only interest is asked, how will you do? Accumulated amount minus principal. Here also same, accumulated amount minus principal. But you will do reverse because it is depreciation which will reduce. Okay. Now, so I hope depreciation is fine, my dear friends. What is the formula for depreciation? Salvage value is equals to purchase value into 1 minus I whole power n. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Let's see the sums what we left out. There are few sums what we have left out on the basis of depreciation. Let us complete those. 9, 10, and 11. These three sums are the sums what we have left out. Now, these three are your ICA material sums as well. The useful life of the machine is estimated to be 10 years and costs 10,000. Rate of depreciation is 10% per annum. The scrap value at the end of its life is. How will you get scrap value, my dear friends? Scrap value will simply be purchase value into 1 minus I whole power n. So scrap value will be purchase value, which is 10,000 into 1 minus R is 10%. So I will be 10 by 100, 0.1. Whole power how many years? 10 years. So 10,000 minus 0.1 whole power 10. for 10,000 into 1 minus 0.1 whole power 10. I hope I have some place over here. Yeah, I have a place over here. I'll write it here. So 10,000 into 1 minus 0.1 whole power 10. So 10,000 into 0.9 whole power 10. Be careful when you are doing in calculator. First, complete the things which are there in the bracket. So first, complete 0.9 whole power 10. 0.9 into 1 equal to symbol 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will be 10,000 into 0.348678. So total will be 3,486.78. Simple, nothing much difficulty. Yes, sir, nothing much difficulty. 3,486.78. Now, what you have done? Simply, you have taken purchase value into 0.9 whole power 10. Or else you can do one more thing. 10,000 you can take in your calculator. Minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%. Like this 10 times you can do. Even then you will get the same answer. Next. Question number 10. A machine is depreciated at the rate of 20% on reducing balance. Original cost is 1 lakh. Its scrap value is 30,000. What is the effective life he is asking? Sure. I hope I have to add one page. I can't do it without adding a page. Let us add a small page. And let's do this. So what's the question number? Where we have this question? 1 minute. Let me take out the question. Yeah. Question number 10. He's telling machine is depreciated at the rate of 20%. So R is 20%. I will be equals to 0.2. Purchase value. How much we have purchase value? Purchase value is 1 lakh. Next, scrap value is given. Scrap value is given as 30,000. So I hope we know this formula, my dear friends. Scrap value is equals to purchase value into 1 minus I whole power n, right? So 30,000 is equals to 1 lakh into 1 minus 0.2 whole power n. So cross multiplication, what is 30,000 divided by 1 lakh? 0.3 is equal to 0.8 whole power n. Now check in the calculator. We'll check with the options. First, let's take 0.8 into 1 equals to 0.8. So for 1 year, there is no change. For 2 years, it is 0.64. For 3 years, it is 0.512. That is 0.8 whole power 1, 0.8 whole power 2, 0.8 whole power 3. That's what I'm doing. Next, for 4 years, it is 0.4096. For 5 years, it is 0.3276. For 6 years, it is 0.262144. Means, can I say, my dear friends, answer lies in between 5 years and 6 years? Yes, sir. Obviously, answer lies in between 5 years and 6 years because 0.3 is something which is there in between 5 years and 6 years. So what is in between 5 years and 6 years? 5.4 years approximately. Sir, what if I want to get the exact answer? As you know, if you want to get the exact answer, what you will do? You'll apply log on both sides, right? Like, let's do it in question number 11. And machine worth 4,90,740 is depreciated at 15% of its opening value each year. When its value would reduce by 90%, will reduce by 90%. 4,90,740 minus 90%. So it will become 49,074. He's telling it will reduce, it will decrease by 90%. So simply I'll do 4,90,740 minus 90%. So question number 11, my dear friends. Question number 11. Purchase value is 4,90,740. Scrap value is 49,074. Scrap value is 49,074. Next step. R is equal to 15%. Obviously, time period is missing. Let's go ahead. Let's solve the sum. Purchase value is given, salvage value is given, rate of depreciation is given, and N is given. Let's simply apply the formula. What is there here? Scrap value is equals to purchase value into 1 minus I whole power N. 49074 is equal to 4,90,740 into 1 minus 0.15 whole power N. So cross multiplication, 0.1 is equal to 0.85 whole power N. Let us apply log on both sides. Apply log on both sides. So log 0.1 is equals to log 0.85 whole power N, right? So log 0.1 is equals to N log 0.1, sorry, N log 0.85. Now log 0.1 divided by log 0.85 is equals to N. How will you do it? 0.1 under root 19 times minus 1 divided by 0.85 under root 19 times minus 1. So see here, my dear friends, how will I solve? I'll do it in the calculator. First, you can write it down and you can do. Okay. The same way, what I said you in the first first lecture of compound interest, how to do it. 0.85 under root 19 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19 minus 1 and plus. Next 0.1 under root 19 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 minus 1 divided by MRC equals to. Let me show you if you wish, if you also wish to take it up, because again, some of you may feel difficult. I'll show it to you. See here, come here, everybody. Let me remove the blur. So first, denominator, I'll take 0.85 under root 19 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 minus 1 m plus. This is denominator. Now let's do numerator. 0.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 minus 1 divided by MRC equals to. So how much we got, my dear friends? 14.16 we got, right? So N is equal to 14.16 years. So let's write it down. What is this 14.16? Approximately 14 years, 2 months. Okay. So I hope it's fine, everybody. So we have completed all the concepts of compound interest except CAGR. Okay. Compound annual growth rate is pending except CAGR. We have completed all the concepts of compound interest. There is no concept of compound interest what is pending. So my dear friends, if you see, we have completed simple interest, we have completed compound interest, we have computed NPV. Now comes the most important part, annuity. See, this time value of money has a weightage of 13 marks in our examinations. Let you are writing in May 24, November 24, or let you write in any year, the weightage will remain same. Okay. and it's one of the most important chapter for your inter and final as well. Now let's proceed. Let's go ahead and let's understand the concept of annuity.